Hello, good morning. I'm back. I'm back to talk to you about what am I going to talk about today? Every chance I get, I try to give a little story or a little information about my family, my life, my past, my present, my future, my business, and the plans that the Lord has for us. So very happy. I'm just going to talk to you today about my business, my current business, and the fact that I am trying something new. You don't sit and wait until the world crumbles under your feet for you to start something new. You start something new as the Lord leads. And I give God thanks for His mercy. I have to tell you that God is taking me on a whole new journey. And that journey, I tell you, is kind of hard for me. Because I'm beginning to realize a whole lot of things about myself that I don't like. And it's causing me to just take stock of areas that I need to improve. The self-discovery and self-searching is never pleasant. And I believe I had mentioned before in one of my posts about how one of my favorite verses that I love and hate at the same time is Psalms 139, where it says, "Search me and prove me, O Lord, and see if there be any wicked ways in me." Search me and prove me and see if there be any wicked ways. Any wicked ways. Any wicked ways could be things that you're dealing within or things that you're dealing without. And right now I'm dealing with things within. Attitudes that God is showing me that is not very godly. Attitudes that has been masqueraded under a religious cloak. Attitude, the lack of faith, the lack of love, the lack of understanding, the lack of humility, the lack of dependency on Him, and the lack of taking initiatives. And then I sit back and I see a whole lot of things, dreams and ideas that God gave me to do. And I didn't do it. I procrastinated, and then I see somebody else implementing those things that I wrote, talking about that I'm going to do, and I find an excuse. Yes, they were valid excuses, but nonetheless, excuses that I use not to move forward. Why am I telling you all this? It is because I don't want you to fall into the same pit that I have fallen. My children, I don't want that. I keep kind of documenting moments in life that you may have. I wish the technology was there when my mother was alive, that I could have memorialized every single lesson that she taught me, and I wish she had put it in a video that would have given me a chance for me to look at her beautiful face and internalize the lessons that she was teaching me. But I give God thanks that every now and then, that's why the Holy Spirit is there, He brings it back and reminds me. And it's not just my mother, it's my father as well, that he could have taken the time and record lessons that he taught me, lessons about men that I paid no attention to. I paid no attention, none whatsoever. Yeah, my mother did the same thing. I paid no attention because you know how when you're a teenager, you're young, you think you know better than everybody else, and that it happens to them, but it won't happen to you because why? You're smarter, you're more educated than they are, but nonetheless, you're not. One thing I found out is that education can never replace experience. Education will never replace experience. In Haiti, the people in my country says it is the sick that knows the remedy for that illness. In other words, if I had been sick and I took some kind of a medication or a remedy that gave me relief, therefore I am now in a position for me to recommend that to somebody else. Because why? It was effective. I went through it. I know the symptoms, and I'm speaking from a place of authority rather than a place of ideology. So my people are very wise. They always come up with these proverbs. I am telling you, I'm very proud to be a Haitian. You can tell, right? I am very proud of who God made me. Very, very proud. And that's one of the reasons why that pride is instilled in me, is because my family instilled that pride in us by telling us the stories, our family history, our country's history, our race's history. And I'm coming today to tell you, take all of those experiences, use them to better humanity, turn it into a business, turn it as a teaching moment, turn it into a lesson for others to learn. Use every experience, good and bad, because they are stepping stones to where God wants to take you. Earlier, my husband was asking me a question, and the question he asked was, why is it that when we're asking God for certain things and then he doesn't answer right away and he takes his time? And then I said to him, I said, nothing good, nothing worth having ever comes easy. If it does come easy, you tend to not value it, and then you could easily disregard it and then lose it. But when it's something that costs you, it costs you time, it costs you effort, it costs you energy, it costs your attention, it costs you searching for it, it costs you getting understanding, learning, then once you've acquired it, it becomes valuable because you remember how hard it was to acquire it. You then cherish it and not move so easily to lose it. Which brings me to why in my days my father used to say to me and my mother, don't be so quick to give it up. Yep, I'm going there. Don't be so quick to give up the cookie jar. Don't be so quick to give up your palace. Don't be so quick to give up your treasure. Don't be so quick to give up the White House. But then you come into an American culture and you are watching television and you see the people kissing. You know, even kissing wasn't allowed until you were married. When I was growing up, even that wasn't allowed until you were married. But then who listens? You always think you know better, and then you fantasize, and then you do certain things in your dreams and whatever. But I'm not going there. I'm going to say that everything old does not need to be thrown out. There's value in it. Everything old does not need to be disregarded and considered as old-fashioned. There is value in those old-fashioned teaching about being chaste, about letting the man work for it. Because in the mind of the man, he start thinking, listen, if on the first day you are so quick to give it up, if on the first day you are so quick to go to bed with him, then who else? Then if he's absent, what will you do? And this testing should not just be for men. Both men and women should take the time to know one another before engaging in sexual activities. No matter how much of a hunger or thirst you think you have for that individual, you need to learn to know the person, get that understanding before you form that bond. I learned recently that destinies are changed. There's an exchange that happens in sex. So you need to be very careful as to what you do. All right, I've come to my destination. I think I've arrived, so I'm gonna end up our conversation right here. Until next time.